Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I have the blank. I also have 2 U's. There could be a bingo here. I'm going to quickly run through the alphabet and see if any comes to mind. Nothing so far. The 2 U's are not promising, but there will be 7-letter bingos containing them, so I do need to look. Human. Well, the QU goes well together, but I don't have a bingo. Okay, I've eliminated that possibility. So what to do? Play or change? If I play, I want to play off both U's. The only way I can do that is U-nor. Yeah, I think I will do that. The alternative would be to change. But I think playing 4 letters makes it harder for my opponent to block the board. Okay, 3E is not great, but I think there's a bingo here. I have sheeple. U-nor takes an S at the end, so that plays. It also plays in row I. So do I have any bingos in column 8, beginning or ending with A? That would be 4 vowels. I've got the AL prefix. I'm just mentally running through the alphabet. I think the word's more likely to begin with the A than end with it. And I haven't seen anything, so at the moment all I've got is sheeple. I'll run through the alphabet for 7s and probably abort the exercise when my opponent plays. Because if sheeple goes, I probably ought to get it down. That would be lychees through an E. And there may well be a 7 here, possibly L cheese. Slight doubt about that. Heedless onto an S. Possibly shield, again, doubts about that. Wow, great start for my opponent. Wasn't expecting that. Now, let me stick this back. Sheeple still plays underneath the second U. Ah, but it also plays underneath Zoomania. Fantastic. Now, what would be better than that would be a bingo beginning with Z. There isn't one. Or a double-double through the A. Don't think so. Sheeple 92. Well, I'm still behind, 13 points behind. I don't have a great rack, but I can see gritty and dirty on my rack. Both of those play in row G. Sheeple takes nothing after it. I don't have anything which plays above sheeple. No fabulous spots for my Y on this board. I'd rather play gritty than dirty, but that would open up column 1. And the reason for playing gritty would be to get rid of the G. It's not a great tile. I've got 2 double-double lanes to consider, row E and column 11. Close to gyrated. And tragedy, but I don't have either. Just wondering if there's anywhere else for dirty to play apart from row G or gritty. Well, I've got Grotty in row B, which keeps DI, that's not bad. I've got Grody in the same spot, which would score a lot more, retaining 2 Ts. Not great since no Ts have been played, but the score may justify that. There's also Dingy in row F. And I have Drying in the same row. Macquee takes an S at the end. My Grody spot's still available in row B. My G can go underneath the U of Macquee, and my I can go in front of it. So do I have a play in row E? A-T-I-G, A-R-I-G, A-Y-I-G. Can't see such a play. So let me see what Grody scores. Grody's 22. Actually, that's not great. Grotty's 16. Well, Grody's slightly preferable, but it would be nice to score a lot more than that. I can't place my G above the U because I've got nothing which then goes in front of the I. Let me put this back. What haven't I considered? I could play Gutty in column 11, keeping RID. That's much nicer than ITT. Only 18 points. It's not giving much away. I think RID goes well with the E of Sheeple. So I think this is my preferred move. Okay, that's not great. However, I do have a scoring tile in the J. It does go quite well with the B and the V with the tiles that I've got, because I've got Jive, Jibe, and both of those takes a D and an R at the end. Can't see anywhere fabulous for either. I could play Job at, well, next to the second O of Zoomania. The rack leave of Drive is quite good. Quite a bit of synergy going on there. Just checking to see if I've got a bingo. Once you've stopped looking for a bingo, it can be hard for them to pop into your mind. So the first thing to do with any rack is to try and see whether there is a bingo, and I think the V, B and J together kill that possibility. Job is quite nice in row C because it doesn't give anything away. It would be nice to play Jive or Jibe though. Well, actually it would be nice to play off the V, so I'm looking at Jived, Jivia, Jiver. Just scanning down Zoomania to see if I've got anything which fits the bill. Can't see anything. 15 minutes on my opponent's clock, the same on mine, 60 tiles in the bag. Macquee only takes an S at the end, Sheeple takes nothing. I could play Juve in column 6, that doesn't score very much. Nothing I've got really works parallel to Sheeple. Just looking in row B to see if I can get my J on either of those triple letter squares. No, can't see a way of doing that. So at the moment I like Job, but I haven't seen any alternative plays. Through a B I would have Gibber. Paving takes an S at the end, So that's quite an open play by my opponent. Now I also have Jared on my rack. Oh, well, there is a spot I can play my J and my V, which is down here. Rack leaves okay. 36 points is really good. 4-tile turnover is good, since I would like an S. What would be better would be a play beginning at N whatever on this triple letter square. JIG or JEG. And I don't have such a play, and possibly beginning on this double letter square. But again, I don't have such a play. That looks pretty good. Onto a D, I would have resorbed. Wow, nice play by my opponent. 106 points for him. He's now got a 110-point lead, so he's in a strong position. And he's provided no new floaters. Can I come back straight away with a bingo? Rebores is good. Is there anywhere for... I don't think there's anywhere on this board for rebores. It looks wide open. But there's no 7-letter lanes. What a shame. Just wondering if there's an anagram of rebores. There is column 15 for plays ending OS. Can't see anything through the U. Now, what about the I or N? I've just blocked observer. Gosh, how annoying. Where's the other V? The other V's here. Okay, that's not good. So I've got the I and the N to consider. Well, the I looks promising, but I can't see anything. What about the N? Can't see anything there. So, what to do? There's also the A and the O to consider. And the Z. Okay, I don't have a bingo. So what to play off? BOR? BORE? Something like that. Well, not easy to see anywhere for such a play. I'm still a bit hesitant about giving up on a bingo with this rack. There's the N and T combination. So I could have a play ending nest or EST. Nothing there. So where can my B play to good effect? I want to keep the board open because I'm behind. I don't have to play off either of the duplicate R or duplicate E, but keeping both would be suboptimal, I think. Again, just looking at the U as a floater. What about playing through the Z for score? Well, I've got the 0. Not great. I could play Bro and Joe, but that's blocking a bingo lane. I could play Breathe, but there's only 6 E's left, so I don't really want to jettison both of mine. What about O bar down here. 16 points. Just doesn't feel best. It would be nice to play off either an E or an R with that. Well, I think I am going to play this because it doesn't block the board up too much. 16. I draw another E. Not good, because a lot of the floaters on the board are vowels. And I have no scoring tiles. But if I played off double E at the moment, the rack lead would be quite promising. Rears. The obvious place to do that would have been Z double E, but that's been blocked. I could play Eve in row K for 12 points. I don't think there's a bingo with this rack. I could play double E parallel to the last two tiles in Gutty. Only 9 points. Maybe it would be a good idea to play off two E's and an R. I could do that with Eager through the G of pavings, 12 points. Or Erev through the V, or onto the V, 14 points. That's quite good, it's opening up a new bingo lane. 17 points for my opponent, he's slowing down. So this is a pretty good 4-letter rack leave, especially with the floating N. So let's see what happens. Not great. From a T, I would have Therese. Ariaries is good, I think, through an I. Which I've blocked. Re-raise I don't have the tiles for. Can't see anything through the N. But if I play off the A and the R, then the rack leave of raise is pretty strong, especially with the N. Re-arisen I don't quite have. Okay, my opponent is closing the board down. Point takes an E at the end. There's quite a nice 6-letter lane down here in column 15, but I certainly don't want to wreck this rack because it is quite bingo-y. So I'm looking to play off A, R. 9 minutes on my clock. And my opponent's players close down this whole area. Nothing goes in front of C or in between E and P. So it'll be nice to play a 2-letter play across here. Can't see a way of doing that. Well, except I've got ear. Burns my E, which is not good, although there are 5 left. AIRS is quite strong. 15 points is not great. I am opening up a bingo lane for a 7-letter bingo ending in R, which is quite good. And by playing off the E, I am helping the vowel consonant balance. Now, if I were to play just AR, is there a good spot? No, there isn't, so I think I will go with this. That looks pretty good. I've got Oteries, Auriest, and Roasty. Roasty plays in column 5, making if and L. Auriest plays in row J, making flubs. None of them plays in column 15 beside jived, but I will be bingoing, so that's good. So which of the two options is better? I think Roasty has a lot of merit because it's opening up a bingo lane in column 4 towards the bottom. EL takes a number of front hooks. And it also opens up the possibility of a non-bingo play from A1 across to the R, which would provide additional bingo lanes. Whereas a play of Auriest in row J, well, could be killed as bingo lanes just by a parallel play in row K. It would also be providing a high scoring opportunity in column 1, whereas Roasty would place, in column 5, places the R next to the double letter square, so it's hard to get a high scoring tile on that and get the word tripled. I am 107 points behind. My opponent is on turn. Great, he is not scoring well. In wit, certainly takes an S at the end. I'm wondering if it takes an H. Doesn't matter, they've all gone. And it can't be a setup because a 2-letter play with an S is just not going to score very much. My opponent may well have just been getting rid of junky tiles. So, Roasty, 71. Not great, only one vowel. Certainly not bingo-y. I do have the X, which is good. Annoyingly, it doesn't go next to the O of Roasty. With a 2-letter play in column 6, which would have been ideal. So where can I play it? I'm looking in row B to see if I've got a 5-letter play ending OX. I don't have such a play. I do have Oxford through an O, but that doesn't work. I'm 51 points behind. Still 17 tiles in the bag. My opponent's strategy may be to play off lots of tiles. That may have been partly behind in wit. That would be a good strategy. Only one S left and no blanks. I don't have a play from A1 across to the R of Roasty, which would be good in terms of opening up bingo lanes. I could play Flax in row C, which scores quite well. It gets rid of my non-bingo-y F and X. And the rack lever drop is okay, and it's not burning off a lot of tiles. I could also play Fox in row B. Yeah, nice play by my opponent. Burning off lots of tiles, scoring well. Taking out the bingo lane. Seven minutes on my clock, only 11 tiles in the bag. I certainly need to play off my X. I could play Fox, which has some merit. It scores 38 points. That's a good score. It's opening up a bingo lane in column 2. What's not so great about it is that it's killing the row J bingo lane, and it's only opening up one bingo lane. So all my opponent has to do is block that. I think the bingo lane in column 15 probably not too valuable. But there are 3 A's and an O left. So we shall see. Now, 38 points for Fox is pretty good. That will take me to 308. I'll be 47 points behind. I probably need a bingo to win. Let me look at the vowel situation. 8 vowels left out of 18. It would be good to play off one more consonant with this play. I don't think I can do that. Well, do I need to play my X? Because if I draw an E, I've got EX down here. I've got 5 minutes left. There's only 11 tiles left. I have time to think this through. Certainly if I get an E, then EX is a massive score. It's 50 points. If I draw an O, I would have Oxford across here. I think that's a remote possibility. That's not worth hanging on to so many bad tiles to get. So do I want to play a bunch of tiles to try and draw the E? If I played 3 tiles across from H to the N, I'd be opening up bingo lanes. Can I do that and retain the X? Or what about playing FOP down here? Then I'm opening a bingo lane, scoring 28 points, which is quite good. So that would actually take me 298, well, to within 60 of my opponent. But then if I can get EX down here, I'm getting 50 points, and I could be breathing down his neck. Do I want to play off one more tile? I could play off fold down here. It's still a bingo lane, not such a useful one. I'm dropping 2 points. But this rack leave 3 consonants is a much more flexible one than 4 consonants. And I'm increasing my chances of drawing an E. I miss the E. I do have a whole bunch of scoring tiles. Still 3 E's out there, so I've still got the EX possibility, and I can use my non-X tiles for score. And hopefully slow down a bit. Just wondering if there's anywhere for KY. I could play KY here, and yeah, this is a 7-letter bingo lane ending in R, and I have an R. Only 20 points for my opponent, and annoyingly there goes 2 of the E's. Column 15 is now an 8-letter bingo lane. 5 tiles left. Now let me just see. This is going to empty the bag, but let me just see what this scores. $49 points. That's pretty huge. I'm keeping 2 good tiles. This is going to take me, I've got 3 minutes on my clock. 49 is going to take me to 3:45, 30 points behind. Well, yeah, still a possibility of winning. I do like the score. 49 points is huge. I think if I was in my opponent's shoes, I wouldn't like to see this. And also, Parky takes an S, so that's just another option open for me, given that I have an S. Only 2 minutes left, so I'm playing. Ah. Okay. So, no vowels. So, this game cannot be won now, I don't think. I can play Rang in column 4. Twang in the same spot. I think I'm going to struggle to play out in 2. Wow, what a brutal pickup. 5 vowels out there, all on my opponent's rack. He must have played 2 E's and picked up 2 vowels, I suspect. And he should be able to go out in 2 pretty easily. So I'm probably only going to have one more play, in which case I probably ought to be playing my X off. I've got wax in column 4. 27 for my opponent. He's now got AIA on his rack. He can play that in column 15. He can play it in row N. He is going out. So, do I have anything better than wax? 26 points, not great. But where else can I play my X? Nothing doing in column 6. And twang, well, doesn't even score as much as wax, and it would lose more on countback. One minute on my clock. Just trying to see if there is a play in column 4 which places my X on this double letter square. Let me just take this back. I don't think there is. One minute on my clock. I'm just looking for a better spot for my X. No, I can't see a better spot, so this is going down. I think if I'd have won this game, my rating would have gone from 1996 to 2000, so that's not going to happen. It's going to elude me. Pass to end the game. And the final score, 371 to me, 427 to my opponent, a winning margin of 56 points. So well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. Right, my opponent says he missed Kodaya. I don't know if that would have been an out in 1. It's possible. This was my opening rack. Did I have a bingo? I didn't. I played Unor for 8. I could have got 6 more points, but with a much worse rack lead, so I prefer my play. It may be that changing would have been better than either. My opponent's rack, fabulous spot of Zoomania. Let's see what else he had. Well, that was the only bingo. And I had Sheeple for 92, also Shield, and a whole bunch of others, but Sheeple scored most. My opponent's rack, he played Macquee. And what did I do here? I played Gutty for 18. That's down here. Certainly the best rack leave on show. Yeah, and any more points were at the expense of the rack leave, so I'm happy with Gutty. My opponent's rack. He played Paving, so he didn't have the S when he played Paving. No bingo there. And this was my rack, and I was quite happy to see Jived for 36. That certainly looks good. But great rack for my opponent. 106-point power play. Now, did I miss something here? Ouch! I did. Boweries. Well done if you spotted that. That was through the U. That would have come at a good point. At this point, I was 110 behind, 115 behind, so it would have been good to have come straight back in. I missed that bingo. An expensive error, possibly. I played over for 16. My opponent's rack, he didn't have a good rack. He plays flub. Now I had an unbalanced rack, no scoring tiles. Nothing great on offer here. So Erev is fine. Certainly worth keeping AERS as opposed to these rack leaves. Or rather, the rack leave of AERS is worth taking a score sacrifice compared to the scores and rack leaves on offer here. Now, my opponent plays point. This looked promising. Nothing doing. I could have played Ava. It's taking out a bingo lane in column 15. But it's pretty good. Instead, I played ear for 15. Yeah, which also has its merits. Well, this was when my opponent played inwit. He just didn't have a nice rack and he was burning off tiles. I did have a bingo. I played roasty for the reasons stated. Nice play by my opponent, and now I am 70 points behind and I'm not in great shape. I'm really looking to get a 50-point X play. Well, this is one of the moves I considered. G3 Fox for 38. In the end, I went with fold. I took a 12-point sacrifice to keep alive the prospect of a 50-point X play, and I still think that's fine. All three E's were on my opponent's rack, unbeknownst to me. He plays Eve. Yeah, I guess if he's playing off two E's, there's a good chance that he did have the third. This was my rack. I played Parky for 49. Should I have played off the S for 2 more points? The reason for doing that would be to then only have 6 tiles on my rack at the end rather than 7, so I don't know, possibly. I think though with a number of vowels out there, it's probably better to retain the flexibility of the S front hook. This is where my opponent has Kodaya, but he had the A as well, so... what he's showing is Kodaya down here and making JA. Yep, that would have been nice. And there it is, 39 points. Instead he played Kuda for 27. My final rack, I played Wax for 26, and that looks best. So, a frustrating game in the sense that I lost, and that I was so close to reaching the 2,000 mark. But looking back at the game, I missed bourrées, so it's not as if I played perfectly or deserved anything. So that was a pretty good game, and my opponent's clearly a strong player, so it's a pleasure to play against somebody who is particularly good, which he does appear to be. So I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.